Afternoon. Let's wait for a few of you gorgeouses. So we've got a bit of screen share on the go. Don't want it that big, do we? Let's do it that big in a minute. Nice to see you. We were talking about Ghislaine Maxwell, all that stuff today. Ramifications and what it all means. The split in the world between truth and the mainstream media is quite fascinating, isn't it? Of the times that we're in. Lovely to see you. How we all diddling. Takes a little while for all you lot to jump in here, to be fair. Well, we've got 6 in. UK media, out of the box. Hello, Gorge. I love that name, actually, out of the box. That's beautiful. White Mile, son. How's it going now? Out of the box. I don't know whether you're male or female. Afternoon it is. It's 10 minutes past, yeah. We were chatting about Ghislaine Maxwell and all that sort of stuff. Before I do that, I'm just going to have a quick look on here so we can find it on my Facebook. Yeah, okay, we'll deal with messages later. The Telegraph, the Guardian, they seem to be quite prevalent on putting up their stuff through social media sites, which is interesting in itself. It's Joel, mate. Morning, Joel. How are you, gorgeous? Lovely to see you. Thanks for tuning up in. Just been to work. So I'm home now, and I thought I'd come in and have a little half hour, maybe a bit longer with you lovely, lovely people. Because you are lovely, and you're all truth warriors. You're all standing there in the truth, in the light. It's weird. You know, it's how must Donald Trump feel as the president of America? How must he feel knowing that he told the world that he was taking hydroxychloroquine of his own free will, because apparently we still have our own free will, right? Do we? Mark Busby, hello, Gorge. I don't know if we do. Do we still have free will? Anyway, it is what it is. So he told the world that you're completely caught up. Let's refresh. He told the world that he was taking hydroxychloroquine for the Rona, for the vids, the 19s. He did. He told the world, right? But the world, the left, they just took the notice. Apart from all the media having a meltdown that their president of America was taking hydroxychloroquine and zinc and Z-Pack to sort himself out. It's very interesting. I cannot remember seeing Donald Trump wearing a mask. I don't think I could. I mean, I could stand corrected. Perhaps some of you gorgeous illuminated people might be able to tell me otherwise. But I can't remember seeing Donald Trump wearing a mask. This is a very interesting post. Let me just come back in here. I want to show this. This is on. I see this actually. I see this on a wall in a tube station a little while ago. All right. Now you should. I'm just waiting for my internet to catch up. That's it. So you can clearly see here. This is your thumbprint. All right. This is all the biometrics. This is what the 5G and all that's going in for. People, look. I want to just ask you a serious question, right? Do you really want to live in a world like this? Because right now you have a choice, and right now I have a choice. Yeah. To air my views and speak freely. Is this a future that you want? Do you want your DNA, your genetic code that was given to you by the Almighty, your individualism, your spirit, your soul? Do you want that? Do you want that to be your data that your bank uses? Do you really want that? Because I tell you what. That is revelation. That is, for none shall buy nor sell unless they receive the mark. Free or bond, rich or poor. This is where this is going, right? But I'm hoping that we can stop that. I'm hoping that people were, Aaron Hills, people allow it to happen. Yes, they cannot think critically enough to see what's going on and it isn't like they've not watched the shit in movies for years. They're never getting me. I'm not having that, says Sarah James. Fair play to her. So I'm just going to drop down and see if we can find some bits on Ghislaine Maxwell, because there's my Chico Slimani. You'll remember Chico Dan. Chico Dan. We're just going to have a look down the old Facebook post today, ladies and gentlemen. But Ghislaine Maxwell apparently is in her court documents. She's in her little diaries. She's named serious politicians and a lot of people in the Ghislaine Maxwell testimonies. Ghislaine Maxwell, Giz, she is the daughter of a failed media guru, Robert Maxwell. And Maxwell was found dead on his boat, wasn't he? Apparently he fell into the old river, Bosh. Off he went. Only the gullible and easily manipulated will comply with another lockdown. Guys, if you're not seeing through this veil right now, I just don't know. I really don't know. So let me just have a quick look on Google. Just bear with me, because this is a real interesting case. Ghislaine Maxwell used Prince Andrew's stamp of approval. Oh dear. I'm not a snob, but I don't read the Sun newspaper. They're all toilet paper anyway. They're all bought and paid for, the media. So let's see what Wikipedia is saying about Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Noel Marion Maxwell is a British socialite, darling. Yes, darling, I love fucking children, darling. Yes, darling, I'm a right pervert. Anyway, known for her association with the old Lolita Express. Now, Lolita is children. And financier, convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein apparently killed himself. She was charged with the crimes of enticing minors and sex trafficking of children. She worked primarily for her father, the published fraudster, Robert Maxwell. It's not really going very good for this family, is it? Until his death in 1991, where she moved to the United States and become close associate of Epstein. Maxwell has faced persistent allegations of procuring, and I'm trying to think what her name was in the Epstein Islands. They called her Madame something or other. We're going to see all this come out, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, the truth is coming out like there's no tomorrow now, and it's a beautiful thing. Once he did, when he went into hospital, I don't know what that's all about. Afternoon, everybody out of the box, no way, mate. Defo not. They are weaponising their DNA. They are weaponising your DNA, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, your DNA, your body's going to be fighting against you. Let me tell you, they got some real plans, these sickos, and they are proper sick. Let me tell you. If they ever try to do that to me, I'd say tap me out the back and shoot me. Come on, I just couldn't handle it. I didn't come onto this earth for this sort of fuckery. I really didn't. So Maxwell founded the self-described ocean advocacy group, the Terramar Project. Closure in 2019, a week after the sex trafficking charges brought by New York federal prosecutor against Epstein became public. Reuters reported that Maxwell was among those under FBI investigation for facilitating Epstein after his arrest. She was the ringleader, right? This woman done all the booking in. You know, like when you go to an hotel, like go to 40 Towers, and you see Basil there. Hello, darlings, right? She's the one that books them in. She's the one that kept the books. This is why she's so important to this. And I just hope she don't have a failed botched attempted suicide while one of the guards goes and has his eggs on toast and next comes back and she's dead. I can see it happening. But trust me, this woman's potential bombshell that she's going to be dropping with the names that she's going to be dropping is going to be off the Richter scale. So after his arrest, Maxwell was in hiding, communicating with the courts only through her lawyers, though. As of the 30th of January 2020, has refused to accept on behalf service of 3 lawsuits against her. Ghislaine Maxwell, she's really Ghislaine Maxwell's story is breaking news. Let's have a quick look. This is the instrumental time period that we're in, right? Because we're seeing the cabal, or the so-called cabal. This is an independent. This is supposed to be quite a well-respected rag, and they are rags. Your privacy, your choice. I should bloody hope so too. So here we've got pictures of court papers detail Prince Andrew alleged sex with Epstein victims. He looks like he's had a black eye. It looks like someone's given him a right-hander. Maybe the Pope's people have been at their handiwork again. It seems that whenever you fall out of alignment with the Pope, the papacy, someone from the Vatican comes along and gives you a right dry slap. And because we've seen Richard Branson with big black eyes, we've seen all sorts. Prince Andrew's stamp of approval legitimised Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell was aided by having British accent, a writer in her contact book says. Ghislaine Maxwell had sex with girls as young as 15, court documents. New documents showed Ghislaine Maxwell emailed Epstein in 2015. Ghislaine Maxwell loses bid to block release of deposition against her. Bob's your uncle. So this house of cards. Look, there's Prince Andrew here with some young lady there. Lord knows what goes on in these circles. And anti-Trump ad focuses on his shocking comments about Ghislaine Maxwell. You've got to understand, President Trump's a Bible man, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's his most favourite book. Do I believe Trump to be a good man? I do. But am I going to put all my eggs in one basket? No, not a chance. Not a fucking chance. No way. Not happening. But this, we're seeing all this come to light now. All this Epstein, Maxwell stuff. It's really, really, really coming out. And I really failed to see where the dark side has to hide anymore. I just think their hiding holes have disappeared. We've had some bits and bobs this week. Hillary Clinton for me. She just looks evil. I've never met her, obviously, but she just don't seem like a very nice individual. So we're in exciting times. We're in exciting times. Luke knows where the roles are. If anyone knows where the Queen of England is right now, please let me know. I was just going to have a quick look at this new £20 note because someone gave me some information yesterday, and I do value their opinion. And they're saying that the new 20's got gold running through it. Yeah. So as you can see, right, I don't know if you can see this. Let me come out of here. I want to show you this. It's quite a powerful thing. Quite a powerful thing. Can you see the gold? Yeah, you got gold. You've got gold here and gold there. Now, I'm on the understanding that by October of this year, that we could all be back on the gold standard, which means that men and women are no longer backing the currency. See, we see here, gold. There's gold. Yeah, you haven't seen gold on any of your notes for a long time. You've just seen the silver lines through them. And these are worthless pieces of shit, ladies and gentlemen. They're not worth a carrot. They're really not. They're just things that we use for bartering and stuff. But the banks have seemed to have taken all of our own private equity and doled it up and considered, like, the banking world seems to own it all. It owns the kids. It owns our homes, our cars. And if you break a code or a rule or a regulation that the system don't like, they take your stuff off you. Well, that's not true equity, ladies and gentlemen. That is living in communism. Because Ashmir Rothschild turned around and said, if you let me control the currency, he says, I care not who makes the laws. And it's true. Everyone's working for the power of the purse, isn't it? We're seeing some fantastic things also on YouTube with regards to Anna Breeze's channel. I know I keep banging on about it, but I'm just excited. I'm excited for what is going on the Anna Breeze channel. She's becoming absolutely inundated. What happened at a family christening when some people didn't wear masks and some didn't, right? So let's have a look. I just wanted to send you a message about a recent event I attended. Today was my third son's christening. There was another family having their child christened at the same time. The chapel was divided into A and B. Now, I've just been speaking to a woman this morning, goes to church. She said, oh, we've got to wear masks. We can't sing. I said, stay at home. You are the church. She said, what do you mean I'm the church? I said, you are the church. You're the body of Christ, right? Oh, wow, Dave. I never thought about it. I said, of course you are. I said, you don't need to go to a building. I said, do your prayer and worship. I said, the Bible actually forbids you going to these places. It says, if you want to commune with the Holy Father, go and sit in a dark cupboard and take some time out. That's how you get the connection. And the Bible clearly tells you that. So church is for me a bit of a misnomer. I can't be doing with them. When arriving, the other families all wearing masks. I would say about 20 people on their side masked up. We're all masked up nowadays in this new communist dictatorship. On my side, there was no one wearing masks. As I politely said, don't come if you want to wear a mask, as I wouldn't subject my children to seeing their relatives like that. Amen. Someone with common sense at last. Anyway, the point was that there was clearly a divide between the two families, which was fine. Listen, people, I'll bring the fire of Jesus Christ, right? I don't care how you want to receive that. I bring the fire of Jesus Christ. And he says, if you profess my name before the world, you'll inherit my Father's kingdom. I'm here for it. I want my inheritance. Listen, let me tell you, I don't care what this government, I'm bringing the fire. I'm going to bring the fire. And that's it. And obviously this family member is. I don't want my children seeing my relatives like that. Do you know how demonstrative it is to your children to see all your relatives wearing these masks? It's disgusting. Anyway, the point was that there was clear divide between the two family views, which is fine. Everyone has the right to do what they wish. You'd like to think so. The interesting thing was that by the time the ceremony has ended and we were getting photos taken, the majority of the other family had removed their masks and then kept them off for the remainder. Boom! They're bringing the fire, you see. They're bringing the fire. I honestly think this shows the importance of people taking a stance and not acquiescing. You absolutely have to not acquiesce right now. In my opinion, I think the other family felt they had to wear masks because that's what people do. But when you see the whole other side not wearing them, it felt like they didn't have to either. Bless them. I had a civilized conversation with the one other family, and there was no disagreement of either eyes or anything like that. Many people said to me recently, what do you think you can do? You aren't going to change the way everyone acts. Today was a frank reminder that we can make a difference and can influence others before it's too late. How beautiful is that sentence right there? Today was a frank reminder that we can make a difference and can influence others before. I'm bringing the fire, ladies and gentlemen. I am bringing the fire. It only takes a handful of people to get a ball rolling, and if it gets up enough speed, is it impossible to stop? Amen. Hopefully you can publish this on your YouTube page to give little hope. We all like a bit of hope. That's why I play golf, because they put a flag in the distance, because you can see the flag and it gives you hope. That's why they put flags up. So that's beautiful, right? So when you're questioned, you won't wear a mask. Well, you know, and you're just normal. The new normal is not a phrase. Look, who's gonna? Do you want to get used to a new normal of not seeing people's faces, just their eyes? We don't realise the biggest organ in your body is not obviously boys in there, you know, although mine is your body, your skin. Your skin's the biggest organ, and your skin breathes. You know, it lets out bits, come out your skin, salt comes out your skin when you go abroad and you get you're under the sun. All of a sudden, you've had a load of drink and you're all sweating and it's all salty. So your body is an epidermis. It's the biggest organ in your body, and the virus can get through your skin anyway. So these masks they're just nonsensical. It don't make sense unless you're going to walk around in a full NASA breathing suit or a hazmat suit with your own portable breathing oxygen device like Michael Jackson did. It ain't happening, people. It's a waste of time. It's a big con, right? A massive con. And this is the separation of the wheat and the tares. They want to know who the fucktards are, bless them, that are just going to roll over. I said this to someone on a website. He said, oh, I'm wearing masks for other people. I said, that's a very valiant thing to do, but don't harm yourself on my account. What do you mean harm yourself? I said, your lungs. You need to breathe. You come into the world breathing. You come into the world and the first thing you did was went, your first breath, the most important part of your life. You need to breathe properly. You need tunes. You need to breathe, people. And now you're stifling and stymieing the one gift that God give you. Proper air. Proper fresh. And our air's knackered anyway. All the stuff they've been spraying on us for years. Our oxygen levels in our air is such at a low rate. It's not like it used to be. Let me tell you. It's just not. So question what you're doing. I said, look, you're wearing all this because you've been told to do it. I said, because you're too lazy to go and research for yourself. You just accept the official narrative that comes on your TV, in your TVs, on your radios, and in your newspapers. I said, you're too lazy to go and do your own research and discern for yourself. I said, that's the brutal truth. And if you can't handle the truth, that's not my problem. But that is the truth. You're too lazy to research. I said, but if the government said tomorrow, from 11 o'clock, we've made a new law now that says that you can go out in public and if you see a child being paedophiled by some dirty, scummy old man, it's now the law and it's acceptable. Would you be okay with that? Well, no, I wouldn't be okay with that. I said, well, why? Because it's morally wrong. Oh, okay. So you do understand what morals are then? Because you said, no, that's gone too far. I said, do you not think being told to wear a mask and there's no choice in the matter is going too far? Silence. They don't really know what to say. I think I might need a muzzle soon. No new normal for me. I'm staying in the old normal. Look, I said to this woman this morning, I said, if that was my church, I wouldn't go. I said, this soon change their minds. If all the shopping centres that have got all these draconian measures in, if no one goes, they soon change. Soon change. You got to understand the power that you hold, people, is so powerful. You hold the power in your hands. If there's if your councils are getting, you stop paying your council tax. Jobs are good. And I turned my back on the Inland Revenue over 10 years ago. Sure, they wrote a few letters. I told them to fuck off. I said, I ain't playing with your games no more. You people are evil. You've gone past being decent and trustworthy. You're just now a dictatorship. I'm not participating because you need my energy. Oh, well, we're going to go to court. We're going to take you this. I said, have you got my signature anywhere on your piece of paper? No. I said, good luck with that. Well, what do you mean? I said, you need my consent. You need me to sign that tax return. Without my signature, you know as well as I know, it don't hold any water. I have to give you consent for you to administer my estate. All went quiet. Funnily enough, it all went quiet. And I thought to myself, do you know, I'm onto something here. We're making waves, man. I want my planet to be beautiful. I want my people to be beautiful. I don't want all this wickedness. If we all come into unity and we come into greatness, we're sorting this out in a heartbeat. It's like 100 monkey syndrome. It just happens. You up the vibration, right? We've got up the vibration because the vibration currently on this planet is disgusting. Everyone's in fear. And I understand. Look, I'm not taking the mickey. I understand the fear. But where's the fear coming from? It's coming from the mainstream, lamestream. They're desperate people. They're desperate people. Let's have a little listen to Anna herself.
Hi everyone, what an interesting experiment putting these videos on my channel, and I have so many. Think about how you feel when you listen to these people, because I'm not censoring anyone, everyone's going on. I'm not calling people conspiracy theorists, I'm just letting them share how they're feeling. And the reason I did this was when I was in Tesco's and I saw someone with a mask on and I asked him, how are you feeling? Do you have to wear this mask all day? And I couldn't hear him. I could see pain in his eyes. As a journalist, I can't communicate with people at the moment because of social distancing, because of masks. We can't really talk to each other, or at least to new people. So this is the best way we can communicate. So thank you for sending your videos in. Please continue to do so. And I really am just a platform within a platform at the moment. And, you don't have to be anti-lockdown. You can be pro-lockdown. I just want to provide balance, a counter-narrative. Unfortunately, I'm having to do this because of the things that are going on in the mainstream media. I think it's really important that we just do balance our media feed. So we look at your traditional media and your new media and find what you believe to be the truth. It's a really difficult situation. I can understand that. It is going to come down to trust. Do you trust the brand? That's going to be essential for the future.
Yes, exactly. Do you trust them? Do you trust them? I certainly don't. You're looking at someone that turned their back on the system years ago. I was like, no, I'm not having this. We have got some really. Oh, look, we're going to have a little bit of Lizzie in a second. She's 38. She's an orgasmic farmer. She's in Lancashire. She's uploaded this on the 3rd of August, 2020. So let's have a little listen to Liz. She's an orgasmic farmer.
I'm a Lancashire lass.
Born and bred.
38.
38.
Currently living in Kilkenny in Ireland.
Oh, but Jesus.
And I wanted to record a video for you just to give my appreciation for your series, which I've been really enjoying, with people sharing their stories. And just to
all right, Tracy,
give
how you
you
doing,
my
doll?
story and how the lockdown has been for me. I felt very lonely having the lockdown and a lot of pain with things I see. Even I went for a swim today in the river and there's COVID signs.
Said she was orgasmic.
Beautiful lake. Well, it's not a lake, it's just this part of the river. And I saw a kid in the back of the car with a mask on.
I bet she goes al fresco and all, didn't you?
Still heartbreaks all the time, and even bigger ones.
You know.
And the thought of the future where
she's lovely, isn't she?
I might need a vaccine to go and visit my parents.
That's nice to hear, Trace.
I have been, for 5 years, I've been looking into alternative media and navigating my way through all the crazy stuff and, the Pizzagate stuff and lizard people. And finally I found the real gems in that, because there really are. And I feel that with you. I think you seem like a lovely, kind person who cares about truth and freedom. And my other favourites are James Corbett of the Corbett Report.
Yeah, the Corbetts, yeah.
And Derek Brose of the Conscious Resistance.
Oh, I love Derek Brose.
Just two to mention. And
I've spoke to Derek.
I'm a subscriber
Lovely
to the
geezer.
Corbett Report. And a month ago, he asked us to take charge of our area and try and spread awareness about
Amen.
the tyranny that's in the midst.
Come on, Liz,
and
get it out. Come on, Liz, come on,
he gave
get it
us all
out.
the challenge to
Bless her, she's on it,
do
this
what
one.
we can. And I am a full-time organic vegetable grower.
Yeah, you know.
But my talent, I suppose, is
Go on, Debs.
songwriting. Well,
we're going to share that in a minute.
I'm going to sing a song that it just sums up how I feel about everything.
Oh, here we go.
It's called Fight, Resist.
Get ready, you lot. We're going to have a fucking sing-along, right?
James Corbett.
Turn your mics up.
I'm feeling the push. I'm feeling the pull. To go places cruel and cold.
Oh, she good.
Why are we here?
Playing with her instrument.
Sitting around doing nothing but what we're told.
Oh, Matt, get me some tissues. I'm getting
wise.
Oh, I'm emotional.
To the lies.
Press ups in the cucumber patch. You know that, didn't you?
To the lies we're told.
Woo! Come on.
It's one rule for us, that's you and me. Another for them, the powers to be.
Oh, yeah.
They rule us all. They all
wow.
They only seem to. What do we want? What do we want? To be free human. When do we want it?
Come on, people. Let's be happy clappers. Come on.
When do we want it? No time like the present.
She's good, man. I'm feeling this.
What do we do? What do we do? We struggle. We struggle. Fight, fight. Don't be blind. Resist, resist.
She's brilliant.
This world
I'm loving it.
and struggle.
Oh, yeah.
And struggle. And struggle.
Oh, man.
Struggle.
Oh, I tell you. Oh, that little tear in my eye then. That was amazing.
Why are we
She can sing to me anytime. Anytime, I'm telling you. Yes. What a woman. Lancashire lassie, see? Full of it. Beautiful. Nice one, Liz.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it took some balls of steel to do that, let me tell you.
People, even if it is online.
Yes.
And one more thing to mention is
She's part of my family.
8th of August is #Expose Bill Gates Day.
Yes.
And it's the second one. The first one was a really good success. It was trending all day.
Do you enjoy that, people? What a singer.
And so I'm going to make a flyer just going through some of the details on Bill Gates. And if you haven't looked into it, it's very interesting how he is one of the most important figures that we need to understand how this whole system operates. And he's got his finger in every pie of the COVID-19.
Oh, sounds saucy.
And so if anyone feels like
Did she just mention the COVID?
Agree. Do what you can on the 8th. So share videos, change your profile picture.
Yeah.
And you can find a really wonderful Gates series.
Come on, people. Send me a podcast. I want to see you playing your ukuleles and that. Come on. Take a leaf out of Liz's book.
Listen to my video.
Anna, Liz, she was amazing. Wasn't she just amazing? Yeah? She was really good. That song, my word. I shan't. Liz, she's an orgasmic farmer, and she was living up in Lancashire. Lancashire, beautiful part of the world. Obviously, she's been swimming naked this morning in her stream. You just know she's been swimming naked, don't you? You know she's been down there. She's gone wallop. She's launched straight in there. Yeah, she's out there with the deers and the bits and bobs. And we've got Amanda here. She's a carer. She's 63 and she's in the Wirral. We're gonna have a little listen to Amanda. She looks like a beautiful soul. Amanda is the 60th individual. Oh, guys and girls, I want you to stop using the word person, right? So it's a dangerous word. She's the 60th individual who contact us. This is a new time for new media that you own. Please let us know how you feel. Share your stories. Let's have a little listen to Amanda, and I'm going to go and have a quick pit stop and get myself a juice.
Good morning, Anna. My name's Amanda, and I live on the Wirral.
I'll be back in a
carer to my adult son with autism, and before that, I used to be a nurse. So I do have a kind of a little bit of background knowledge with viruses and general stuff like that, but it was a very long time ago. But I just wanted to sort of pass on my views on how the lockdowns actually affected me and my family, my two sons who also have, the other one lives in a care home and he's also autistic. I got a phone call a few weeks back, the sort of phone call that every mother dreads, basically, saying that he'd been tested positive for COVID. Now, I'm very skeptical about these tests, you know, what with them testing bananas and furniture and stuff, and them coming back positive. But you have to just take this for what it is. And so I had to wait 14 days to see if he developed symptoms. All the while thinking, well, if he dies, I'm not going to be there. Now, that was horrible, because I was talking to the woman that was actually looking after him, and she was saying, we'd have to buy you in, we won't let you in. Now, that's not nice for them, and that's not nice for me. And I don't know how my son would feel about not actually seeing his family if he was dying, because with the level of understanding he has about the world, I don't think he'd understand why it was happening, and he'd be very frightened and afraid. Well, fortunately, God willing, he didn't get any symptoms, and after 14 days, he was cleared. And as far as I know now, he's had negative tests, but that wasn't a nice thing to go through at all. Me and my other son, we didn't, well, it wasn't very nice of him not to be able to go to his day service, because he quite likes his day service, and I was 24-hour entertainment manager, which was quite hard work, to be honest. But we get on well, and we've done this before, so that didn't bother us that much. But the restrictions, the fact that there was nowhere to take him, there was no cafes open, and all this stuff, and no shops to go to, because that was one of the last little pleasures I've got in my life, because being a mother of a handicapped child, there's a lot of things you can't actually do, which is fair enough, I suppose, because that's just the way it all turns out. But it was hard for him, because he didn't understand why we couldn't do things. So we did go out, and we did what we could, and we sat on benches, and we wandered about, and we had a look round, and we went on journeys on the train and all that stuff. But then we get this thing with the masks now. Now, he does wear a visor on a good day, and I will wear a visor, but I really can't get on with masks, and I'm not going to entertain masks. I will cover my face in an enclosed area to protect other people, because quite frankly, with the way that these symptoms are with COVID, you're not really sure if you've got it at all. I mean, even if you get knocked over by a bus and die, then you've died of COVID nowadays. So it's very difficult to know. Well, as I say, we may have had the odd cold or the odd sniffle, but I don't know if that was COVID or not. And we both seem okay. But I will be considerate of other people, because there is so much fear about. And I have to tell you, as an ex-nurse, fear is one of the things that turns off the immune system. It's very good at turning off the immune system. And if you are frightened, then you're going to have adrenaline and cortisol in your body and all sorts, and your immune system's not going to work properly. So please don't be frightened of a little virus. Take your vitamin C, take your D3, take your zinc,
Amen.
Eat properly, get plenty of sleep, and just hope for the best, basically. Don't be silly, don't take silly risks, but just look after yourself.
Amen.
And this is what we've been doing. It's been a long old time. It's been a long old few months that we've been actually having to do this. But we've done it, and now things are slowly getting back to normal again. And the other thing which affected me greatly is the fact that the son that was in the care home was due to move, because he wasn't happy, basically. They couldn't provide for his needs. Nothing about the people that are looking after him, because I've always thought that people are good and they do the best they can. And I think they did do the best they could. I'm sure they did. But it wasn't enough for him. He wasn't happy. So eventually we got somewhere for him. And 2 days before it was due to go, we were trying to get it all sorted out, and they just locked us down. So we've had to wait from March until now. And when the hotels are open in the place where he lives, then it's all going to start. But he's had that extra time, and in that extra time, he's not been able to see me, my other son that lives in the care home. And I used to go down religiously once a fortnight to see him. And all of a sudden, I just didn't come anymore. No, I don't know what he must have thought of that. I mean, they might have told him, they might not. But now we've got a sort of a system now where we can sit outside with him. I don't think they are.
I'm just going to pause out there. Great woman, Amanda. We do have a little bit of a situation in this country where we have this thing. It's like a belief religious system, and it's all about submission. All right. It's getting more prevalent every day. And I just see that this works hand in hand with government of this country is submission. You will wear the mask. You will put your seatbelt on. We will take your children when we want to. We will take your house when we want to. We will take your car when we want to, when you don't follow the party line. So we are a country that is massively in submission. All right. The people of this country are in massive submission, and we never was like that. We never ever was. Oh, we got Robbie Williams. Now look, I don't get starstruck by people. I couldn't give a monkey's what they do, whether they're a road sweeper or a pop star. They all go through the same bodily functions every day. It means nothing to me. I don't get starstruck by people. I don't. So, but hang on, let's have a quick listen to what Robbie Williams, the music guru, has to say.
This channel is about bringing stories that have hidden for so long in the darkness out into the light, empowering and educating through new media.
I hope I'm old before I die.
It's called computer learning fairness. The computer is learning fairness if you hold certain beliefs. This computer is learning fairness if...
Has he been in prison? He's got his hair off. Look. What's happened, Robs?
You're a liberal, you know. Now, I'm not saying I'm not a liberal. I'm just saying, you know, that if you have the most powerful, one of the most powerful organizations on the planet, only amplifying one side of a debate is a problem.
Amen.
Well, the algorithms now, and they are telling us what the headlines are. You know, did Pizzagate trend because we have been tweeting it, or did Pizzagate trend because Twitter wanted it to trend? And why are they allowing things like Out of Shadows to be watched by 14 million people on YouTube?
Yeah, you have to wonder.
And for all of this information to get out, but then, you know, people, doctors and professionals with a voice and concerns about coronavirus are being removed, and that makes me and other people very suspicious. And I just feel like we are, you know, the analogy of a frog in a pot of cold water, and the temperature is going up, and you're right, it's happening at speed within 24 hours.
I think that everybody has absolute right to be suspicious. I think, and I am too, but rushing to our own conclusion in our own echo chamber is very, very dangerous. You know, if I was going to lump some money on what I thought was going on, I put a hefty amount on the conspiratorial side. Amen. But what I'm saying is there is a pause for poise. And before we go rushing with the pitchforks in the village, we've got to have ironclad understanding.
I got pitchforks, I got horses.
And we are now the people, you are the people, we are the journalists, those people out there. You know, the conversation now is so advanced that what is coming cannot be stopped.
Amen, Rob.
Listen, how long have we got, Robbie? This is really important.
As he knows.
Okay? Somebody challenged me about that statement I made in November. I said, when a world with no trust and truth in the media or the government, and there is a global pandemic or some kind of bird flu, and we're asked to take a vaccine, the public won't take it because of the rise up of alternative media on YouTube. So we've got Dr. Rashid Buttar. He's an anti-vaxxer. And someone said to me, why are you sharing anything to do with the anti-vaxxers? So when you come to take the vaccine, right, if you don't take the vaccine, you could be at risk. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yes, Jesus,
there may be another virus in a couple of years. We're in the situation now. Let's look forward to 35 years. What if there was another one? And we're not trusting the government or the media to tell us what's safe. So some people will take the vaccine and some people won't. So you've got Dr. Rashid Buttar. I get people emailing me these things every single day saying that it's very, very dangerous. Don't take the vaccine. And then I've got somebody else contacting me yesterday. I spoke with a friend yesterday. He was a very senior virologist in the UK. I can't reveal who he is, as he said he would probably lose his funding if he went public now. He says unequivocally the virus is low risk to the general population, 0.1% mortality rate, that herd immunity was the right strategy with the vulnerable protected. He He said the government were pressured to abandon this approach, even though early stage advice was to do just that. He said that a safe vaccine will take years and he would never take it anyway unless properly tested. I hope he will come and talk to me. I really do. But we have to make that decision soon, yeah, about a vaccine.
Yeah, we do, you know, and
health passports and contact tracing apps. And
it's going to be interesting how he answers this, because he's obviously in the music industry, and I'm pretty sure there was Tony Mortimer, who's part of E17. There was some stuff going on with Tony, and Tony got paid off. That's all I will say about that. And this is why Brian Harvey, the lead singer of E17, is doing what he's doing and speaking out like he's speaking out, because Tony Mortimer basically really took hush money. So it'd be interesting to see how he answers this question, really, because he'd be fully aware that his handlers, because although Robbie, bless him, has got fortunes, he will have handlers that will say, you can do this, you can't do that. That we know this to be a truth. That, you know, they've been given all this. You know, he's got a nice big house, everything. There's not a lot he could wish for. But has he got true freedom? I don't really know, because I know that they would just say, right, we're cutting you off. We've had so many people. If you look at Amy Winehouse killed herself because she wanted out. She wanted to get out of the music industry. She'd realised she'd made a mistake. Dad Mitch, God bless him, whether he tried to stand by her side, I don't know. I wasn't there, I don't know. But she took an overdose or took a load of drugs because they said she was going to Budapest to do a concert. And she said, no, I ain't going. I want out. So she took a load of drugs. And when she come round, she was in Budapest. They'd actually picked her up unconscious, put her on a plane, and took her to Budapest. And it was one of the worst concerts she's ever done because she was so out of her face. And the reason that she did that is that she wanted that to be her last performance. But they wouldn't leave her alone. They hounded her. And that's why she killed herself. So it'd be really interesting to see how Robbie answers this one.
And my old colleagues in BBC and ITV, they're not doing interviews with people like Professor Mark Ryan, who said we're going to have to download a contact tracing app to get into a supermarket, to go to work. And then we're giving data away that we may at speed, that there hasn't been a proper discussion about, we haven't voted on, and they're in the hands of private companies like Google and Facebook, and we've seen what happened with Cambridge Analytica, more possibility for manipulation. We haven't got long, Robbie, and I want you to realise you do have influence, and what you say here, you know, you say you put your money
that's what I just said. He's got to be really careful how he answers this, and this is going to be a true test of who he is. All right, the next utterances of his mouth is going to be, you're going to tell a lot about Robbie Williams. How's he going to answer this? This is key, man. She used to be a BBC journalist, and she's had enough. So, you know, are these guys now? They tinfoil hat wearers? Does Robbie wear a tinfoil hat? Does Anna Breeze wear a tinfoil hat? It's fantastic times we're living in, people, let me tell you.
Territorial aspect. Here's the thing, though, you know, it's a very big jump to lump your family's future health on secondhand information. I'm not saying that what you just read out isn't true. I have to plead the fifth and go with like the dumb reasoning of a henpecked husband. I'll do whatever my wife wants to do, and that's the truth. You know, that when it comes to it, I'll have my suspicions, and I will have my worry, and I will have my fear, just like I have every time we've taken the kids down to the doctors for their injections, you know. But because I know some secondhand information on a forum somewhere in the deepest, darkest recesses of the internet, does that mean that I don't then give my kids those vaccinations? I don't know. I'll leave it to my wife. I might give her some information. Is your wife
watching YouTube? So if I do get this individual,
he just played a blinder. That's cool. He thought about that.
And Dr. Rashid Buttar and Professor
Smooth,
and Dr. Erickson, which you listen to.
But I think now more than ever, I think now would be the time to make this information known to my wife, and then she can come up with her own thoughts and feelings about it. And she's more rational than me. And I will have my input. But who knows? You know, it's incredibly scary.
Amen, Jesus.
It's incredibly scary for people with information that may be true, that may be correct. It's a terrifying time, and I understand why people would stick their heels in and reject it. Amen. I totally get that too.
Yeah.
But for the time being, we are dealing with second-hand information. So what do you do?
Are you more conspiratorial than others because of your background? And I shared an article with you about how apparently you're more likely to be a narcissist if you're a conspiracy theorist, and it's linked to kind of, if you've been let down in the past as a child, you may have trust issues, so you are less likely to believe the official narrative coming from the government. Are you more likely to be going down a rabbit hole, as it were, because you've had some kind of trust issues with authority? Do you think that that's linked?
No, I can't say that it is. I can't say that I'm not a narcissist either. You know, might be. I'm a very nice narcissist. But I think that the reason that I am trying to piece together is because something innately in my soul and in my very being says that this reality that we are currently living in and being shown is false.
It is big time.
That's what has always been in my head. I'm trying to figure out whether that is mental illness or whether that is intuition speaking truth to me. And that's not because I've been let down in my childhood. I don't think there's any person.
I haven't.
Well, you know, I suppose you might have not recognized it as part of your makeup, maybe, you know, but I haven't. There is nothing that I'm searching back in my mind to think at that moment there, that was traumatic, you know, all the trauma.
A trust relationship broken down from an authority figure, say a mother or a father, someone that you really needed to rely on and trust to guide you through difficult times. And maybe if that very important relationship is broken down.
I will also qualify this with, you know, I grew up with a bookshelf full of magical books about a secret world that may exist. I grew up with, I suppose, an indoctrination in the unseen is a very real and tangible place, and it was for my mother. So maybe that's just it. Maybe this is just indoctrination, and I have an itch to scratch, and I enjoy scratching that itch. And then this place that I scratch this itch at might lead me to some very dark tunnels where I happen upon information that I wasn't expecting. And now what do I do with that? You know, I don't know if it's a breakdown of trust that makes me feel this way. I'd also know that every time I went to my grandma's, there were books on UFOs.
It was Jesus.
You know, so I know that one of my favorite programs when I was a kid was Arthur C. Clarke. Turns out he wasn't so great, but you know, this has never been a part. This has never not been a part of my makeup. These feelings and thoughts and beliefs, Sonia. I don't even call them beliefs. I'm just trying to make sense of my own brain.
And people will be so comforted to hear that, because I think they feel exactly the same. And it's having the courage to have these conversations. And you know, I have no problem with facing
Amen, Jesus.
Stories like Pizzagate or
yes, Sonia.
It's the fact that journalists or influencers haven't been talking about it that has caused it to grow, I think.
And the absence of it, I get it.
It's not being challenged. And I've said before, you know, QAnon is a religion. We've talked about Q. You know how desperate people are for individuals like us to have a conversation about it.
Well, here's the thing, you know. It's either left or it's right, and there's no middle. I don't hear that voice that is going down the middle trying to make sense of it all and being open to it, because you're either on the left-hand side pointing at people like us going, these tinfoil hat idiots, or you're on the right-hand side pointing at them going, you're...
I could just see him at his next concert, can't you, with his tinfoil hat on. Ollie Murs is going, what are you doing, Robs? What's going down? Well, I've moved into a new dimension. Fair play. Fair play to him for standing up and speaking out. Look, this is for everybody. I don't care if you're a pop star, whether you're a road sweeper, whether you're on the dole, whether you occasionally shit yourself. It doesn't matter. This is the truth for everybody. And it's real good. It's man, listen, 2020 is the year for double vision clarity. This is it. This is perfect time. You've now got people from all walks of life. We are in some really beautiful times, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. And if I was running the system right now and I was part of this big deep state cabal, dirty, dark thingy, I would be changing my mind tomorrow. I'd be going, no, I'm over on the light side now. I'm going light, no more of this dark stuff. They have a choice. The deep state cabal has a choice to end its dark reign and come over to the light. That's the choice they have. And we're welcome. Bring them home. I'm all about bringing them home, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not about admonishing these people and harming them. No, because that makes me as bad as them. We need to shine on them so brightly that they come home to the light side. And that woman got a gorgeous smile, hasn't she? She's beautiful.
You're not awake. And there's two fingers doing that. And nobody's in the middle going, lads, can we just have a conversation about it? Chill out, because I think the middle is a very important place to be, especially at a time that is
making a dam out of a Hoover.
There's a fire going all the way around the world. It feels like the world is burning. It feels like civilization is coming to an end. It feels like everything is crumbling. And in times like this, the overriding feeling for people is going to be fear, and how you react in fear.
We don't do
is
fear.
Not the best version of yourself. People are fearful because they're being given this information that is so inflammatory that they're incensed that it needs to stop. I understand why people are so incensed about the information that they've been given, because if this is true, give me fucking Uzi. I'm going. I'm in. But also at the same time, that inflammation and the anger that this information is causing is detrimental to everybody.
People seem to think, a lot of people are on LinkedIn and they'll message me and say, I really support you, Anna, and their full profession's available for me to see there, but they've got a different name on Twitter. But I know, solicitors, business people, teachers that are on board, but they are too scared.
Lose the fear.
And I think that is changing. To talk about this, to be in the middle, just to talk about it. If QAnon, for example, I believe it is linked to Trump. I was talking to you about this last night. The Q drops happen, and then Trump will say something.
These two are into Q. How can you believe this? Robbie Williams, take that, relight me fire, Lulu, all that stuff. He's into Q. Anna Breeze, she's a pretty lass, isn't she? She's into Q. These two are following Q. I wouldn't mind betting they're watching my buddy Graham Moore and all. As about that, I wouldn't mind betting that these two know of Graham Moore, because Graham Moore has probably been the most influential man, as far as I'm concerned, Daddy Dragon, on dropping the Q stuff and decoding the Q stuff. And man, I'm enjoying this today.
Something like Tippity Top. And I think it could be very, very clearly directly linked to Trump, but there are no journalists challenging it. So it's growing and growing. It's a potential unchecked propaganda vehicle for Trump. And people see Trump as a god. Well, don't worry about it. We have so much hope, like you say, a religion. Don't worry about it, because Trump's coming to save the day. He's going to rescue all these children. And then it takes away your personal responsibility. Look at Trump, look at his history, look at his pre-digital past digital soldiers. Was he always for the people? Was he a selfless, wonderful individual? I don't know.
I think he has been.
But there's not enough conversation around it. People are too scared of the shame. I'm not scared to take these subjects on, and neither are you, Robbie, and that is so refreshing. And it is so unbelievably, desperately needed right now.
Well, I'll tell you what I do think is that the reaction to Trump becoming president was so extreme and so vitriolic that it did make me question my own belief in who this man is and what he represents. You know, if somebody is being attacked so viciously on a day-to-day basis,
amen, Robbie,
it does give you pause for poise and go, why is that?
Amen.
Why is this such extreme emotion pouring out to this one person? Now, I could have my opinion that is steadfast and go, no, he is this and he is that. And in popular speak, in group speak, you're supposed to have that opinion. You know, I don't know, when everybody's shouting at somebody so much, I'm having to look behind them all going,
why?
What's driving this?
Yeah.
What's driving this force, this ferocity? What is driving this energy that is so, it just needs one match on it, boom, and it all goes up.
Yeah, amen. It is,
and that may have happened last week, and it may be happening as we speak. The match might have been lit.
Yeah,
maybe too late. I mean, I had a chat with a woman called Dr. Liz Davis. She's a senior social worker and academic based in London Met University, and she's told me during her career as a social worker, she had to deal with the murder of children, and it was covered up. She claims it was covered up by senior police officers all the way through.
Sick.
And
no, I've heard that too. You know,
sick.
And I think that unfortunately, this aspect of certain people's base nature does obviously horrifyingly exist. You know,
wake me up in November.
Do I think the whole of the music industry and the whole of Hollywood are protecting these people? No, I don't. Do I think that the same amount of pedophiles exist in most lines of work? Yeah, I do. Probably the same amount in different places, you know. Do I think there's a satanic element to this? Yeah, I do. You know, I can't believe that, but I feel as though I have a knowing. That being said, I will go back to what I've been harking on about. It doesn't mean that we can add 2 and 2 together and get 666 every time.
It's a good word.
There needs to be fact. There needs to be that whistleblower that leads to that whistleblower. And it's happening.
It is.
The conversation now cannot be stopped.
No, it can't
because of this instrument that we're talking into.
Amen.
You know, we are progressing. We are progressing at a speed that's never been reached before.
Amen.
And it's daily, you know, and it's, if it wasn't
the CEO of a big company and you say, we've got, you go onto the TV now and you do an interview and you know you're lying. There's something in your company you know you're having to cover up. That whistleblower, you're right, has got a mobile phone, it's got this. So you can't lie anymore, can you?
No.
No, but let's just say for a moment there is the powers that be that are incredibly clever, always have been and always will be.
Not this time, no.
How do you know that the powers that be aren't in control of your particular brand of truth?